All right, folks. Welcome, everybody, to the Abundant Will podcast. First episode ever. I realized the lighting's not perfect and stuff like that. I had a spot set up and it turned out to be not very good. So this week we'll set up another spot and have some better lighting and things like that. But I wanted to get this video out just to get going and kind of get things rolling. So at this podcast, we're about truth, light, love, healing, spirituality, and a bunch of other stuff. We'll get into those kind of topics and stuff as we go along. But for this first episode here, I would kind of just like to tell my story, kind of what's going on with me, what's happened in my life, and what's going on, and then we'll go from there. And by the way, I am Will, your host. So I was born in 1986, February 9th, in Chicago, Illinois. And when I was born with a liver disease called alpha 1 antitrypsin disease. And basically, this is a disease in your liver where it's like a certain protein that your liver makes. It protects like your lungs and your liver from like smoke and stuff like that. And if you don't make enough of this protein, then you can have like issues as far as like COPD or lung issues, whatever. It all depends on the severity of it. It differs and varies case by case. So anyway, that's what I was diagnosed with, and the doctors had told my mom that they were like, well, he'll probably need a transplant. We're not exactly sure when. Maybe in like his mid 30s or something like that, he might need a liver transplant. And so that's how it was, and that's how it stood from when I was born until about the age of 9. And on the age of 9, I woke up one night and like my stomach was like big. It was like it almost kind of looked like I was pregnant. Like if a 9-year-old could be pregnant, that's what my stomach looked like. And it hurt to like walk and shit like that. And all of a sudden I felt like I was gonna throw up, and I threw up, and it was nothing but blood, and all hell broke loose. And it was like, all right, well, we got to go to the hospital. So um I think I ended up at like Loyola or something, and they didn't know what the hell was going on, so they had to transfer me to Children's Memorial down in Chicago. And they had said that I had I gotten double pneumonia, and the double pneumonia had started shutting down my liver and shutting down my kidneys. And so now it's panic mode. It's drain the lungs and have them sit in the hospital and wait for liver and kidney. And that's pretty much what I did. And then on March 14th, 1996 is when we got the call. And I went in that day for a liver and kidney transplant. And I had a liver transplant, and my kidneys, they were pretty bad. They weren't like working 100%, but they weren't like to the point where I needed dialysis yet, but it was like pretty close. So they just added extra kidneys. So I have a new liver and 3 kidneys. And this is at 9 years old. And so after the transplant, it was kind of just your basic stuff, taking anti-rejection medication. Anybody who's had an organ transplant knows that you have to take anti-rejection medication because your body detects it as a foreign object and attacks it. So it tricks your white blood cells into thinking everything's okay. So after the transplant, it was basically just taking your medicine and going in, checking in every 6 months and things like that. But during this time, so I was 9 years old, and through from 9 till about, I don't know, 12, 13, I started it was traumatizing going through that as a kid. I mean, you don't know what the hell's happening. You don't know what's going on. You're just scared. You're constantly being poked and prodded, and you're by yourself a lot in the hospital, just sitting there. It sucked, and I didn't deal with it good. It just I didn't do good with it, man. It messed me up a little bit. So I started 12, 13. I started like drinking and smoking and just doing anything to kind of, I don't know, man. I don't know if I always like was waiting for the shoe to drop or what, but something. But anyway, from about 9 till when I was 16, everything was pretty much okay. And then when I was 16, I woke up um, and I was green. And I didn't want to go to the hospital. Every time I know I got to go to the hospital, I don't want to go because I turn into a lab rat, and everybody starts telling me you're gonna die and things like that before they even know what's going on. I've had plenty of doctors tell me that, and so at 16, I was green. I didn't want to go to the hospital, but we had to go because, I mean, what do you do when you wake up and you're green? So I get to the hospital, and they they say that your bilirubin is constricted. It's like veins in your liver, bile ducts. They run all through your liver, and they said, well, it's clogged up, and we got to put a stent in. Um, Most of the time when we put the stents in, it's like 3 months. So I had to walk around high school with a tube hanging out of my chest, taped to it, or whatever, for 3 months, and that sucked because you can't do anything normal as far as that goes. I mean, just walking in the halls and bumping into people hurts. It was miserable. But anyway, so 3 months later we go back. I'm excited, man. I'm like, finally, I get to get this thing out. I was so happy, and then they said, well, nope, it's not big enough yet. It's not working. We got to leave it in there for another 3 months. So same old shit, and then go through another 3 months and get back to the doctor, and they're like, sorry, man, it's still clogged up. Um, Not gonna work, not gonna happen. You gotta walk around with it for another 3 months. And meanwhile, I'm just like doing this as far as like my mental health and emotional health and things like that. I didn't do good with that kind of stuff, especially as a kid. And I really didn't like know who to talk to or who to turn to or what to say or anything. So I just kind of kept it to myself and just kind of buried it and tried to just get rid of it by getting high and whatever. But so another 3 months go by. We get to the hospital again. Finally, I'm thinking it's almost been like 9 months now. I'm thinking like, yeah, and they go, nope, not good enough yet. Finally, my dad, he was like, listen, if you don't do something, this kid's gonna lose his mind. He's gonna go off the rails. You gotta do something. So then they decided to bring me in for surgery and just kind of like cut out the spot that didn't have flow and open it up. And they did that, and they said you could drive a truck through it. And so after that, I think that was pretty much it as far as like the health stuff and things like that as far as that goes. So at 16, I got the surgery, I got the stent out, and after that I was just kind of wild and crazy and just trying to do anything I could to get rid of the feelings that I was having. And I started like not show up to school, getting in fights, just all the dumb, stupid, degenerate shit that you do when you're out there getting high and being irresponsible. Um, so I think I was maybe about like 18 or 20, and my uncle said, "Oh, I'm going to Florida. Why don't you come down with me?" So I said, "You know what? What the hell? Okay, I got nothing going on here." So I go down to Florida. I hang out with him for a little while, and I ended up moving in with one of my mom's friends for, I don't know, 6 months or something like that. But she had kids and shit, and I just wanted to do my own thing, so that really wasn't working out. So I just moved out and stayed at a place with a bunch of people just getting high and doing dumb shit. And I got arrested for burglary of a conveyance, which is basically like opening somebody's car door in their driveway and shit when you're not supposed to, things like that. My bail was $100. Nobody would bail me out, which I have no problem with. I didn't deserve to be bailed out, so I sat there in Osceola County for a year. I did a year on that charge, and then they just finally released me. And then I had went into a program, the transition house, for a little while. I got a job down there in Kissimmee at Gate Precast. And then I moved out and I got an apartment on my own, and met a girl down there named Amber. And she is the mother of my child, which she just turned 17. It's crazy how time flies. So I met Amber and we started dating, and for a little while things were good, and then I started drinking here and there, and she started drinking here and there, and then we started like taking pain pills and things like that, and things just kind of escalated. But then she got pregnant, and I got a like a little raise. I ended up being like a travel welder for Gate Precast around there. We did like the Orlando Magic Arena, a couple other buildings down there, Jacksonville, Sarasota, things like that. I've been all around Florida doing stuff, welding and stuff, which was cool. But anyway, so Amber, she got pregnant with Kyla, and had Kyla August 23rd, 08, and for a few years everything was okay, and then things just started getting out of control, and I think she like called herself into the hospital or something, and like I was at work and the kids were at the house, and so then DCFS got involved, and they were like, well, where do you want them going? And they went to my mom's house, and at that point I was like, all right, well, I'm done with this. And I came back up here to Illinois and started working on getting into the apprenticeship program for 597 pipe fitters here in Chicago, Illinois. And it takes a little while. You have to take a test, things like that. So I got in at 2011. Now, in between in between '08 and 2011, there was like, we were fighting with a bunch of like custody stuff, and I'd have her 9 weeks, and she'd have her 9 weeks, and then I'd have her 9 weeks, and she'd have her 9 weeks, and then she had to go to school, and every time I would see her, she would be like dirty, and her shoes wouldn't fit and her clothes wouldn't fit and things like that. And I'm telling the courts this, and they don't believe you. And I tell you what, man, if you are a single father trying to get custody, man, you better have your shit in line. You better have your shit in order. And you got to do everything by the book, man. Everything, like everything. And even then, they still don't fucking listen to you. And you could say whatever to you're blue in the face, but until like something drastic happens where like it's a third party mediator, and it's documented, good luck, man. I mean, shit. So anyway, that's exactly what happened. Is during like one of the visits, I got a call up here, and it's DCFS, and they go, where do you want your daughter to go? And I go, with me. And they go, well, she's in Florida right now, obviously that can't happen. Is there somebody down here? And I'm like, yeah, okay. So call her grandmother, get her over there. And apparently Amber had like opened the neighbor's door and like ran in the house and started like saying people were chasing her and crazy shit. And the people's house that she, or apartment that she ran into, called the cops, and they ended up getting there, and I guess she ended up like attacking the police and doing a bunch of crazy shit. And when they asked her if there was anybody in the house, she said no. And then after they had like got her in custody or in the back of a car, I guess they like walked in the house just to like double check and clear it, and they found my daughter in there. And that is the only way that I got full custody, because nobody was listening to me when I was saying shit before. And but then we went to court, and we had the police report and things like that, and the judge looked at her and he said, well, you've had chance after chance after chance. I have to give it to Mr. Kohler. So I got full custody of my daughter, and thank God that was a blessing because unfortunately, um, Amber had lost her battle to addiction, and she passed. I think it was um, 2023, I believe. So yeah, and I mean that was shitty, and that was really really hard explaining that to my daughter because I mean she had mixed feelings about it too because like she would go down to Florida and visit her grandparents, and every time her mother would try and like um see her, and I mean it was just kind of like overwhelming kind of stuff, but I know she feels some type of way because she didn't say anything to her or maybe like pick up the last time that she called and stuff before she passed away. So yeah, I mean if you are struggling with addiction, man, I've been there most of my life, dude. I know it. I know it sucks, and I know it hurts. But the only way that you are going to stop or free yourselves is if you're ready to do it, and you have to be the one to decide that, and nobody else could decide it for you. I don't care how many kids you got. I don't care how many family members are crying or uh, tell you this, that, or the next thing. And, but if you are not ready to stop and let go, and if you have not had enough, then it's not going to work, man. You have to be at the point to where like you are just sick and tired of being sick and tired, and sick and tired of just shoving all that shit down and not getting it out and bottling it up. And I mean you have to be done, man. You have to. And I hope that this is a place where people find the inspiration to be done. I mean, just my story alone. I mean, dude, I had 2 organ transplants um, by the time I was 10 years old. And I mean, that's wild. And it messed me up. And I just didn't know how to deal with it, and the only way that I knew how to deal with it was to not deal with it at all, and just to feel the best that I possibly could, which was by taking drugs. But I mean, it's not the answer, man, because you'll never, ever, 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 ever fill that hole. The only thing that's going to fill that hole is love, light, and truth, and until you're ready to accept that, you know. But anyway, so yeah, Amber passed away, and then well, Amber had just recently passed away, but back to the story. So I had got custody of Kyla. She's up here now. Um, it's 2011. I made it into the apprenticeship program, a first year apprentice, and I finally met Jill. Now, Jill is my current wife and the absolute love of my life, my rock, my evergreen, my everything, dude. I owe my life to Jill. I owe everything to Jill. Jill has held me down, like for real. Like she's a ride or die, like a real one. And I can't believe I found somebody like that. And I just want to encourage everybody out there that there are still women out there that are loyal and true and good. I promise you. You got to find them. But when you do, don't fucking let them go, man. Don't let them go. So I met Jill, and me and Jill, we start dating, and I think, I don't know. Uh, as soon as I met Jill and we started hanging out, we were like inseparable. I don't think we've ever spent a couple, maybe 3 or 4 days apart or something like that. But other than that, dude, we've been together just ride or die. And I just I just I love Jill. Jill is the best thing ever. Um so dating Jill in the apprenticeship, everything's going. I'm still kind of drinking a little bit here and there. Or I'm drinking a lot. But I'm starting to like not want to drink as much as I am. But I'm to the point where like I'm ready to quit, but like I'm not there yet. I'd say maybe after, I don't know. I think I stopped like drinking everything completely sober 2020, something like that. But yeah. And so now I have a wonderful home, a wonderful career, a beautiful daughter, a beautiful wife. I have everything that anybody could ask for. I have nothing, absolutely nothing to bitch about. Um, but there is some shit going down in my life, and that thing is about January of this year. I had a doctor's appointment, and I go to the doctor. I just do some routine blood work, and then I leave, and me and Jill are sitting at a breakfast place around here having breakfast, and I get a phone call, and they're like, listen, you need to get to an emergency room immediately. I'm like, why? They're like, your blood work is crazy. Get to an emergency room immediately. Well, I live kind of out in the sticks and shit, and I mean, when you're going in and you have a liver and kidney transplant, you don't just go to like your small town hospital. You got to go to Chicago. So we drove up to Northwestern to the emergency room, and it was all hands on deck. They were asking me like if I was bleeding from anywhere. I'm like, no. And come to find out that I had a hernia. I always thought it was my kidney. No one ever said anything. I've had the thing for like 20 years. It was just like a little, not nothing huge, but like a little bump, like just right where my scar was for my kidney. So I always just assumed, like, I always just thought it was my kidney because it was always there ever since I could remember. But after they did like MRIs and CAT scans and all this shit, they said that they go, well, you have hernia, and your hernia is pulling. It's like your hernia is like, it was like pulling my bladder and my kidney kind of like down, and I guess messing up the flow or whatever from the kidney, and so I guess the kidney just stopped working. But I mean, I had made it 30 years at that point. Since I was 9, because I'm 39 now. So 30 years with a kidney. And they say most of the time that when you have a kidney transplant, it only lasts 15 to 20 years, stuff like that. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know anybody else with like a kidney transplant that's had it for a while like I have, except my uncle, and he's had his as long as I can remember, as long as I've been around, so I guess at least 40 years, and he's never had any problems, and all he does is sit in a bar and drink his life away. But I mean, to each his own, but he never had any problems. But I guess, some of them last, some of them don't. It's everybody's different. Every case is different, all that kind of stuff. So, um, that's where I'm at right now. So I have had a liver and kidney transplant when I was 9. I just went in the hospital earlier this year. They told me that my kidney isn't working. I need dialysis, and so I had a port like up here in my chest for dialysis and things like that. And now I do my dialysis at home. But yes, I need another transplant, another organ transplant. So this will be the third organ transplant of my life. I mean, I can't even believe that, dude. 3? That's crazy. I didn't even think that I didn't think that these people were going to give me another kidney, dude. I didn't. I didn't know, but I guess everything's all right. But yeah, so I have to do well, I chose to do, so there's 3 different dialysis, or I guess 2 different dialysis that well, 3. You could do one right here where it goes like directly into your heart. They have another one where it's called a fistula, and you could like, it's in your arm, and you go to a facility 3 times a week and sit there in a chair for 3.5 hours while it takes your blood out and cleans it for you. Or you could do what I chose to do, which is at home dialysis, which you have to do it every single day. I do it when I sleep. So, yeah. So, and this is the point of the podcast, okay? Because anybody who needs an organ transplant, or maybe it's your first time going through this or things like that, I want this place to be a place for you, where you could share your concerns, your worries, or you could share your triumphs, your inspiration, whatever, man. But we need to come together. I mean, seriously, all this divided bullshit, hating one another, and man, fucking, I've been on this earth for 39 years, okay? One thing that I know for sure is life is too short, man. Way too short. And it's so much easier, and it's so much better, and you feel so much better walking through life with love and being grateful and caring for other people and shit like that, and all this other stuff is bullshit. It's nonsense. None of it even fucking matters, dude. The only thing that matters is that we should be uplifting one another, helping one another out whenever we can. It doesn't matter for what. It just I don't understand why it's so fucking hard for people just to fucking love your neighbor, dude. That's it. That's all you got to do. It's not that difficult. So, um, this is what I want this podcast to be. I want it to be a place where people can share whatever if you're going through addiction, dude. I've been through addiction too, man. Reach out. Let me know what's going on. If I can help you, I will. Custody, shit like that. And I mean anything, man. I've I've been through the shit, dude. I mean, seriously, I've been forged in the fire, man. And most of it was my own doing, and just um, not knowing how to handle what was going on so young and so little. And I mean, all I had was like anger and playing the victim and all that shit. But I learned, man, that that ain't it, man. Not even close. What it is it's light, truth, love, and helping one another whenever we can, for whatever reason. It doesn't matter, but just what I'll tell you, man. Every time I'm helping somebody else, my shit seems to disappear, and things work out fucking perfectly for me when I'm worried about helping other people instead of worrying about myself and my bullshit. Because I mean, honestly, it's just bullshit. So none of us know how long we got. Let's 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 start changing the world. But and if we're gonna change the world, we got to change ourselves, and it starts with us, and we're gonna have to learn how to love one another quickly. So I think. Oh, what I wanted to show you guys this. I just want to show you. So this is my dialysis tube. All right, look at that body, dude. That's like a 12-year-old Frankenstein. Sexy. Mm, that's good stuff. uh, all right. Well, I think that's about it for the first episode. I just wanted to explain like what was going on with me, where I'm coming from, and what this whole podcast is gonna be about. I realize this is the first video. I get it, dude. It sucks. Um, it'll get better, and hopefully we'll have like a, I don't know if we want to do maybe like a phone line or something, but something where people could share their stories. And for the next maybe the next video I'll record, but after that I'll start going live. I just kind of wanted to get a feel for this and kind of how things go, because this is the first time I've ever done anything like this. So um if you would like to continue to hang out with me on this journey through my third transplant, because we're going to manifest a kidney, and we're going to manifest abundance all day, every day, because that's what we do around here. And we're going to do it with light, love, and truth. Okay? And if you guys want to join, I would appreciate it. I love y'all. Like and subscribe if you can. All right? Thanks. Bye.